السلام عليكم. اليوم في محاضرتنا راح نحكي عن شيء مهم اللي هو the relation between graphical user interface and HCI. Good design is as easy as 1, 2, 3. It is very important to do something which is very easy for users, not for you, because we don't develop something for us. We develop everything for users, for the target audience of us. If it is not easy, it will be like this. The user will be confused and angry and everything noisy for him. You can design user interfaces that are pleasant and convenient for your users. It is very important. Let them accomplish their goals. If we don't do something which is convenient, which is user-friendly for them, it will be very confused, and they will be very confused, and they will see everything complex, and this will damage everything, and they will not accomplish or complete their goals, or they will get bad results from their application or the software which they use. And this is very, very confused and complex for the users. To focus on their goals, we should do something convenient and something easy to use for them. And I mean in that the user interface. The key of this, think about your users. It is very important to think about your users, how to think about them, learn about them. You should know everything about your users, their education, their age, their environment around, everything. It is very important to learn about them. Watch them work in their workplace. It is very important to go to their work and to see them, how they work and how they do everything. Interview them, make interviews, or meet them also in their workplace. Why in their workplace? To ask them about anything you don't know or something which is not clear for you. And this will help you to develop or design something user-friendly for them. Benefits of usable user interface. Why we do usable user interface? We can do something which is user interface, not usable, but this will be very hard for our users. Because of that, we should do something which is usable. Why usable? To be competitive. We have many factories, many companies in the market, and every one of them maybe do something which is similar to your application. If you don't do something which is usable, users will go and buy from other company, and this is very bad for our company if we do something or we work in a company or something like this. Also, reducing development and maintenance cost. If the thing is not complex, user-friendly, there's no need to develop or no need for maintenance, because sometimes the maintenance will be expensive. And if everything is okay for the users, they will do it easily, and this will not, uh, uh, there's no need to call the maintenance or to ask about the maintenance for this application or the thing which is software or something like this. Improving productivity, it is very important. If I do something for people and this is user friendly, the productivity, which means that they produce many of the things that or the results which we hope from this application. If I do something which is like passports, if they do something like uh, 50 passport a day, if the thing is usable or the application they use is usable, they might do something like 100 passport per a day, and this is very good. This happen when the user interface and our application is user friendly and usable. Lowering support cost. The support cost, it means that to call the technicians every time to show them something, or the people who are experts to learn or teach them about something. If the thing is usable, no need to call these people to help the users. Reducing development and maintenance cost. If we would like to explain more about these things, learn about users first and you will avoid. If we know our users, the target audience of uh, our product, then we will avoid many things. The main things which we will avoid are as follows. Implementing features users don't want. If I meet my users and sit with them and talk and these things, if there is something they don't like or something they consider it as accessories, I will avoid develop it or implement it. And this is very important. Avoid also creating features that are annoying or inefficient. If I meet with my target audience, I will avoid developing something which is annoying or inefficient, not uh, uh, not good, or uh, they consider it as uh, not effective for them. And this is happen when I meet with or learn about my users very well. Also, high cost of making changes late in the development cycle. If I need to continue or after I deliver my application, then the user will call me and say there is something missing. I told you, let us say, for example, I told you to do something and you didn't do it. If I would like to do it, or I will do it after I deliver, will cost high money. And this will not be a good thing. Improving productivity, how? Productivity means employees become more efficient because the system supports their tasks in an easy way. If I said, and I gave example for that, which is the passports, if the it is user-friendly, user interface for my application. If it is user-friendly, then the productivity will increase for sure. Lower support costs. Costs to customer support are sometimes very expensive, for sure. Maybe I am a company in, let us say, Aqaba, and the people who develop my software in Erbil or in Amman, and if I would like them to come every time to Aqaba, this will cost money, and this will be not easy for them. Because of that, I should do something which is user-friendly to make the users happy from my software and not call me every time to come and do something or give support for something in my software. Let us talk about HCI, which is a human-computer interaction. Human-computer interaction is a discipline concerned with, it is concerned with something which is the design. We should take into consideration the design, the evaluation, and the implementation of interactive computing system. Interactive, not any computing system. Interactive computing system, sorry, for humans' use and with the study of the major phenomena surrounding them. Everything, we should talk about everything for our users. Talk about the environment around, talk about their age, their education, everything. We should know about them. So the human-computer interaction is a discipline concerned with the design. We should take into account design, evaluation, and implementation of interactive computing systems for human use and with the study of the major phenomena surrounding them. A major shift. There was something before, or if we go to the history, to talk about the history, we will see something which is 50 years ago, the cost of a computer would pay the salaries of 200 programmers for a year, which means that before 50 years, the machine, which is the computer, is very expensive. And there is no focus on the human, on the people who are working at this computer or this machine. The focus was in the machine itself. It was very expensive. And everyone or every computer costs salaries of 200 programmers for a year. Let us imagine that. Today, the thing is the opposite thing, which is today the salary of one programmer for a year will buy 200 computers. Let us imagine that. Each is more powerful. Every computer of these 200 everyone is more powerful than the early machines, the thing which was before 50 years, which means that the focus now is on the programmer who is working on that computer, not the computer itself. The computer itself is very cheap, and the focus now is for the user and the programmer who develop the applications or the software. late 70s, in late 70s, in 1970s, let us say 1979, like this, smaller and cheaper computers, or which are called PCs, used by non-computer experts. Before 1970s, the people who were worked on the computer are just the experts, who are the programmers, who are the professional in computer, maybe engineers, because they use the computer, just these people. Now the goal is to make computers easy to use, to save people time. You know, time is very important now, and not like before. Time is the best thing now, and people depend on time. Because of that, we are working at something very important, which is how to save people time, not like before. Examples of interactive computing systems: single PC capable of displaying web pages. These are some examples of interactive computing systems. The PC, which we know, all of us know it. Embedded devices, for example, in car and in cell phones. You know, there are applications which are embedded, which are, we see it in our cars, in our cell phones, such as, let us say, the navigator, the camera, which is the camera in the car or in the cell phone or the mobile, and these things, all of it are working using computers. Or even the key of the car key is a computer, there is a chip of computer inside. Also, handheld global positioning systems for outer activities, such as what? If I go to a mall, a big mall or a big building, I will find there is a machine near the main gate. This machine is for navigation. If I need, let us say, a shop in the anywhere in that building, I will check about that the place of this shop by this positioning system, which is near the door or near the gate, the main gate of the building, and it will be like a map or a navigator, and I will go to that shop by using this machine, and it will guide me to that shop. Goals of HCI, if we talk about the goals of HCI, to develop or improve the followings, which are: the first thing, safety, which is very important. The second thing, effectiveness. The third thing, usability. And the fourth thing is appeal. We will talk about every one of these in details. Safety. Safety of what? Safety of users. Think of air traffic control. If we have air traffic control, like the cockpit of the pilot in the airplane, and there is something which is, let us say, buttons of the engines near each other and very close to each other. Maybe this the pilot make mistake and click on a button, and he intend to click to another button. It will happen like this. Because of that, if the interface, this interface is user friendly and everything separate from the other, and they are not very close to each other, these buttons, there is no mistake will happen, and this mistake might be vital. It means maybe it will make something which is very dangerous and damage the airplane because of this mistake. Also, the hospital intensive care, everything there, it should be user-friendly for nurses, for physicians, for the other people. Safety of data, very important. The data which we are dealing with, like something like in the bank, the data of the bank, and these things, protection of files from tampering, from dangerous, from some people who will do something wrong with these data. Privacy and security, some data very, very secure, and we should take into account this and maintain this and protect this from any people, any theft, anything else. Effectiveness, how the thing will be effective. Effectiveness, users' ability to achieve goals. It's very, if the thing is very effective, it means it will help the users to achieve their goals. How to enter the desired information, how to print a report. A system might provide all necessary services, but if users cannot find the services items, the system lacks effectiveness. If the thing is complex, if the user interface is complex, and everything the user will take very, let us say, take time to find something in a complex user interface, it means now that this product is not effective because of the user interface, and this will slow the work of the user, and everything will be not as we expect or as we need. Because of that, effectiveness is very important. Usability, as we said before, if it is user-friendly, it will be very easy for the user and not complex, and the user will do his job easily and without any, let us say, problems. And the definition of the usability, a measure of the ease with which a system can be learned and used. And another definition for it, the extent or the range to which a product can be used by specified users to achieve specified goals with effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction, which means there is a confidence in the product in a specified context of use. This is another definition for the usability. If we will talk about the usability of, ease of learning, ease of use, appeal or attitude. Appeal, it means how the product be attractive for people, how to attract your users to that or this product which you develop. How will users like the system? First impression. The first impression is very important. If I open something and the first impression, when I see it for the first time, maybe I will be happy for it or confused or I don't like it. This is the first impression. long-term satisfaction. If I work at that product for a long time, maybe it will be satisfied for me, or maybe it will be unsatisfied for me. This is the satisfaction. User-centered development methodology. Traditional software engineering methods arose in 1960s and 1970s, which is the traditional software engineering. We are talking about the software engineering now. Systems were not highly interactive. Why? The software engineering arose in 1960s and 1970s because systems were not highly interactive. End user were computer specialists. Just the specialists in computer, they use the computer. The other people, they don't use or they didn't use the computer. Issues concerning end user and usability were not at all important. The important thing is the machine, not the user at that time. User interface design not considered explicitly. They don't care about the user interface at that time. Just the machine and the results of the software or the application, not the user interface. Now, most end users are not computer specialists. Even the children now work and do many things in computers, like games and other things. Usability vital for success. It is very important. The usability is very important to be success or for success. And all companies and all developers take into account the usability and that their application should be usable for the users. Traditional system-centered design emphasis. This is traditional, which is the old one, let us say, system-centered designs, not user-centered design. System, the machine, the system. Emphasis on the functionality, just to be functional, to do the work. Doesn't matter if this is user-friendly or not. UI is added at the end. The thing which is very bad at that time is that the user interface is not a must, is not something which is important. Emphasis on correct software rather than on ease to use, of use, sorry. This is just to give good results or give correct results at the end, but the user interface is not important. User has to adapt himself to the system, to adapt himself. The user is not important thing. Because of that, he should do his, let us say, effort to understand the machine or understand the system. This is not good, and this is, everything is now is changed and everything not like in the past. Things are changing. Currently, there is something which is called user-centered design, not system-centered design, but user, because everything or the focus now is on the user, User interface more important. Definitely, this is the thing now. Emphasis on end user's task. End user task is very important. Early end user participation in analysis and design. The end user should participate, share the developers or the designers in their work. how you should meet the user and talk with him to do something which is convenient for him and which is suitable for him. Evaluation by end users. The evaluation, if I do something and I would like to evaluate it, I will give it to the end users. I will take a sample of them and then make evaluation to my product by the people who will use this, the users, the target audience of me. Consequences, more work for user interface designer and user interface programmers, for sure. The thing which is very important that we should have good user interface designers and good user interface programmers. Summary for that: user-centered development, user-centric, not data-centric. It is very important to focus on user. Involves users in the design process. As we said before, usability can be quantified and measured. Usability, we can make and do percentage for the usability. How it will be? Is it 100%? Is it 90% the usability and something like this? It means that we can measure the usability of the user interface. Highly iterative, involve testing and revision. We can do test for it. We can evaluate the user interface and we can make revision for it. If it is not good or there is something wrong with it, we can revise it, we can make revision for it and do something good. And this is one of the important things in user interface. Fields of HCI builds on. What are the fields of HCI? In everything, like computer science, implementation of software, like in engineering, faster, cheaper equipment, ergonomics, or in environment, design for human factors, which is, it means like the physical things, like the seat, like the table, the things which are the air conditioner, and these things we take into account to be the HCI to be good. Also, graphic design, visual communication, technical writing, textual communication, visual and textual communication. We have also linguistics, artificial intelligence, speech recognition, natural language processing. We have cognitive psychology, like perception, memory, mental models, everything with mind and these things. Sociology for social things, how people interact in groups, if we have a team or something like this, or we have a class, how people interact with our work. All these we can measure. Anthropology, which is the study of a human, study of people in their work settings. And thank you very much. This is the end of my lecture today. Hope everything is okay, and thank you very much.